We are Maria
and Nicole. We're two secular homeschooling moms that have
been there, done that. As homeschoolers, we strive to provide our children with a well-rounded education that goes beyond core subjects. We want our kids to thrive in every aspect of life, including essential life skills like financial well-being. For our children who are just beginning to form their own financial habits and identities, learning about money early on is so crucial. By teaching financial literacy, we are giving them a head start in life and helping them avoid common pitfalls and setting them up for a future of financial security and independence.
And today we're exploring practical steps to teach your children the value of money, the importance of saving, and the basics of budgeting in a way that engages them in a hands-on, fun way.
And as usual, we want to stress that our podcast is an inclusive space for your everyday parents that are looking for education options. We are not here to convince you to homeschool. We want to stress that you need to do what works for your child and for your family.
Every family is different.
Absolutely. And you know your children best. So feel free to take what advice or information you get from here that works for you and chuck the rest.
Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning, Maria. How's it going?
It is going great. Did you get enough sleep last night after the homecoming dance?
I'm a little bit tired. Can you tell?
Yeah. Well, it's always at the Flight Museum. It's so cool because all the airplanes are overhead when the kids are doing the mosh pit and everything.
Oh, my goodness. It is the coolest venue. Like, so cool. And, like, how homeschooly is it to have your homecoming dance in a museum where you could also like read all the placards?
Oh, for sure. It's so cool. So how many kids were there? Because I wasn't, you were volunteering.
I did volunteer, though. I was in like the dress room, so I was kind of in my own like weird space all night. But I think there were probably like 1,000 kids there. I feel like she sells 900 tickets in advance and like 100 at the door, and it was packed. Like my first 2 hours during like check-in were like nonstop.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, the pictures were great. I wish I could have been. I was golfing with friends, so
yeah.
I am doing a golf tournament. I don't know how to play, so they're like, "Okay, you're on our team. You're gonna have to learn." So.
I'm sure that you'll be like expert golfer by the first one.
Well, it's a little different than all the other sports I play, but it was fun. You know, I like that driver. I want to hit it hard and fast and not long, so that's what I want to do. So.
Oh my gosh, that's fun. Well, yeah, so I wish I had been playing golfing instead of fixing skirts that were too short, but but you know, I like to do that job because it's fun and I like to see everybody. So it's just a good time. And Jillian and her friend came into like my space at the end of the night. All of her curls were gone. And both of them were like just sweaty. I was like, have you guys been having fun? They're like, oh yeah, we've just danced all night long.
Oh, they do. 1,000 kids. They were doing the shuffle, the Cupid shuffle.
Oh, yeah.
They were doing...
There's always like a conga line. There was
a great video of the ABBA song.
Oh, yeah. No, they have a blast. Like, who knew? So, yep. You definitely, you know, all those people that were like, what about the prom? Yeah, the homeschoolers can definitely have that high school experience. Though I don't even know, we brought some like public school friends last night and I wonder what they thought because that might not have been the high school experience.
I know, I always feel bad for the public school kids because they don't get anything near this scale.
No, this party was a party.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And I love that the kids are all into it. And then before the dance, they're allowed to send in their music recommendations. Music recommendations. So I love that.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, we got a really great episode today. You know, we're talking about socialization and life skills a lot lately. And so I wanted to really touch on money. You know, think about it. Money plays a significant role in our lives. From everyday decisions we make to long-term goals that we set. And financial literacy, it's not just about understanding dollars and cents. It's about equipping our kids with the tools that they need to grow into adulthood.
Absolutely. And, you know, so to begin, we really want to lay the foundation for financial responsibility that's going to benefit them for a lifetime. So one of the very first things you need to do is start early.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Starting financial education early is definitely key. I mean, even preschoolers can begin to understand the concepts of money if we introduce it in a playful and a relatable way. Nothing beats real-world experience, though, and we suggest starting by giving your kid a small allowance, perhaps maybe tied to a simple chore like making their bed or maybe even helping set the table.
Yeah, and we know that this can be controversial because there's kind of two main sides to this debate, like allowance versus like commission. With an allowance, kids are paid a set weekly or monthly rate, and this might be independent of chores or other responsibilities. The second is like a commission or a work for pay system where maybe they're paid for doing a chore here and there or making other contributions to the family, like babysitting or, watching younger siblings. But ultimately, whatever you choose is up to you.
Yeah, I definitely have certain expectations from my kids, and then they can earn money by doing extra chores. I feel like this helps them see the connection between work and earning money, but I still need them around the house. I'm a single mom. I need them to help, or I can't get it all done.
Yes, we have certain things that you are expected to do as a contributing member of the family. But sometimes kids want more, like maybe they're saving up for a favorite toy or a game, or, they have something they want to do. Maybe you need some additional help around the house. You want to farm out some of your personal chores to the kids.
Right, exactly. I would rather hire them than a lawn guy.
Right.
Why? Send it out of the family. Keep the money inside.
Let's do it.
So you might want to begin with a small weekly allowance. So you can create a chore chart that lists simple tasks your child can do to earn their allowance. For example, they can earn maybe $1 for helping with dinner or setting the table each night, or possibly maybe $2 for helping with their laundry. And this introduces the concept of earning money through effort and responsibility, but it also helps them learn about time management and the value of work.
Yeah, I did. Didn't you have like a little popsicle stick system?
I did.
I don't know if you're going to talk about this later, but
I made a meme of it and put it on our social media, so we're going to have to put it in this episode for sure.
Yeah, I've seen people do a lot of different things with it. Like sometimes people just had like a clothespin with the cash already there. Like here's the chore, here's the cash. Like you can go do it on your own and take it. But one thing that we always like to do, little kids love this, is to play store. Set up a little store at home where they can use their earned money to buy things like toys or special snacks, like a treasure box kind of thing. Having a play store allows your kids to make decisions about spending and saving and understanding that whole concept of value in a really fun way. And for more ideas, you can explore engaging financial literacy games on the U.S. Mint's website. It's such a great resource. We have all of these like comic books we got for free from there. We'll do a link to that. But they have all kinds of interactive activities too that just really make learning about money fun.
That's a really good resource. The next thing on our list is saving. I mean, really, at some point, your kids will want that something large that exceeds their immediate budget. And this is a perfect opportunity to teach them about saving. You want to encourage them to set aside a portion of their allowance or gift money regularly. And this is going to introduce them to the concept of delayed gratification. I know we all have a hard time with that one sometimes.
Yeah.
And it can help them understand the importance of setting financial goals.
Yeah, and there's lots of different ways that you can do this. You could have a savings jar, maybe have 3 jars named Save, Spend, and Share, and each time your child receives money, have them divided up among the jars. For instance, they could put like 50% goes in your save jar, and 40% in the spend, and 10% in your share jar for charity or gifts. This is a great visual approach that helps them really understand different money management strategies, and whether that's, for future needs or just budgeting in general or giving to others. They're all valuable skills there.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We've done that a lot. You can also try a fun savings challenge with your child using our free savings chart. You can have them choose something that they really want, like a toy or a comic book. And every week you can sit down together, count their savings, mark their progress on the chart, and celebrate them when they hit their goal. And this is a great way to teach patience and the joy of working towards something special. I'm going to link our free savings chart on our website, so be sure to download it and help them turn savings into a rewarding habit.
Yeah, and I really like the idea of the charts too, because, we're talking in some of these about having, your jar for physical cash, and I realize like not everybody's dealing in cash a lot anymore. Yeah. Like I don't have cash. I think we've all kind of done the scramble as the tooth fairy nowadays,
sure.
Where you're like, oh gosh, what do I even have in the house? So like seeing something physically on paper might be great, especially if like the money that your kids are getting is not necessarily in hand, it's in an account already or somewhere. So,
and now that my kids are older, we do a lot of digital money, but when they were younger, I am a huge proponent to actually physical money in hand. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in this episode, so we'll get to that.
Great. So, just a reminder that we release regular episodes that we drop on Thursday mornings just for you. And if you have any additional ideas or comments, please come and comment on our Facebook or Instagram page, on the thread about the episode, or send us an email at info@btdthomeschool.com. We'd really love to hear from you. So, the third thing on our list is budgeting. And budgeting is a crucial skill that can be taught in a fun way. We suggest turning budgeting into a family project. For example, involve your kids in planning the budget for a family outing or for grocery shopping. Show them how to list expenses, prioritize needs, and stick to a budget. That's probably the most important part. This hands-on experience makes budgeting like real and relevant to them.
Yeah, one of my favorite things, so you can give your child a small budget for a specific part of the grocery list, like snacks. This can be really an easy way to introduce this topic to younger students.
Yeah.
It teaches them about price comparison and the importance of sticking to a budget. And this can even count as math for your day. So win-win.
Yeah, I like that a lot. We often did this with restaurants too, where like we're going out for lunch and I'm like, you guys, I have this amount of money. So look at the menu and we've got to make it fit. And it would make my kids kind of look and be like, oh, well, if we have to stay under here, like maybe we can share this one thing that we both want and then we can get this and this. And or maybe we're not going to have a soda and that way we can have dessert. So it's a great way to get them to really think about things. We also like to plan a simple family outing, like maybe a picnic in the park or going to an amusement park or something. Give your kids a budget to work with, have them choose the food and the drinks and the activities, all while staying in that budget. And it really just helps them understand the importance of planning and making choices that align with financial constraints. And it fosters critical thinking and decision making too. And it takes a little off your plate. Like it's hard to be the planner and the budgeter every single time, right?
It is. We probably have some dads listening, but it seems to always fall on mom's shoulders, and it's a mental burden. Let's take it off.
Let's spread it around.
Right. And, it's so important to talk openly about money with your kids. So really, you want to have discussions about money regularly. I mean, in our society, discussing financial matters can sometimes be considered taboo. But for our children to be financial literate, these conversations must be part of the dialogue. These discussions should be ongoing and cover everything from how we save and spend wisely to setting financial goals ourselves or within our family. By discussing both financial successes and some of our challenges, we normalize the ups and downs of managing money because it's going to be happening throughout their entire life. So they need to know how to deal with these things. It can make these topics less intimidating and more approachable for our kids as they encounter them.
Oh my gosh. And let me tell you that my parents were not people that talked about money openly. My mom is kind of a doom and gloom. So she was always like, oh, we don't have any money for that. Like she would have you think we were destitute. And then my dad is a bit of a spendthrift. So like on the other end of the spectrum. And now that they're elderly, like I'm helping them with their finances. And oh my goodness, what both of them think is totally different. And I'm like, this kind of shaped me
right
in not so great a positive way. So I want to, not to air my parents' dirty laundry, but like I just want it to be different for my kids. Like,
right.
I feel like it is important to be real open about that.
Well, and I've always had a very strict budget. And I even when I do have a surplus of money, I grew up, I had immigrant parents. We did not have a lot. We always had enough to eat, but we didn't have a lot of the extras that all the other kids have. And it has really ingrained who I am at the core. And for my kids, I have had this as the forefront of our home. Like they have helped me pay the electric bill. They have helped me pay my daughter when she was, I think it was her junior or senior year of high school. I had to contest my taxes to the city. And guess what I did? I had her run the comps. I had her do all the stuff and protest. And guess what? I won.
Yay.
So I was able to default on that tax increase. So that was really nice.
Good lesson.
So keep your kids involved in your family finances.
Yeah, like really start these discussions early, make them a regular part of your family's routine. Encourage your kids to ask questions about it too, and don't shy away from difficult topics like debt or credit. The more they understand now, the better prepared they're going to be to handle their finances responsibly in the future.
Yeah, exactly. So I would suggest that you hold regular family meetings to discuss financial topics. topics. For example, you could review that family monthly budget together and talk about your upcoming expenses. You could even talk about saving for some long-term goals like a big family vacation. And this will foster open communication and help demystify financial concepts. I mean, ultimately, you want to teach your kids to be comfortable talking about money. I mean, that's the whole goal here.
Yeah, and when faced with a financial decision, like involve your kids in the process. Like, for instance, if you're deciding whether to buy a new appliance or repair an old one, explain the costs and benefits of each option. Ask for their input and use it as an opportunity to teach about making wise financial choices. This helps kids understand the impact of financial decisions in real life situations. Like, we just bought a new car, like, in that that is like quite an education and a lot of different things. But, we brought our kids in to like let them know like what this actually costs and how that all works. Dave Ramsey, who I don't really love as a person, but I do like some of his books. He's got a junior adventure storybook set, and it is really a great series that uses stories to teach kids about money. We like those lit-based education books, and it really helps promote financial literacy to build strong money habits early.
Yeah, there's a lot of really great book suggestions that we have. We'll list them at the end of this episode. We didn't want to just list books as we went along, and we wanted to talk about all these important topics. Just make sure you visit the show notes and check them out because they've all helped both of our families over the years. So the next thing on the list, number 5, is hands-on financial experience. Again, nothing beats real-world experience to gain financial experience. So providing opportunities for them will allow your kids to practice and gain experience with real money.
Yeah, one thing you can do is open a savings account for your child and encourage them to deposit a portion of their allowance or gift money regularly. Show them how to track their balance and understand interest. This activity helps them learn about banking and the benefits of saving and the basics of managing money in a formal setting.
Yeah, we found a local credit union that worked great for my kids. They even had a really cool savings incentive plan, and if they saved a certain percentage every month, then they earned points on the website, and then they could buy things from their store and with their points, and then they mailed us the little gift. It was really cute.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was fun. And so, and watching their savings grow and learning to manage a bank account really helped them to develop a sense of financial responsibility and independence. So now they're both pretty good about it.
And check with your bank. So we bank with USAA, and they have a great children's program. So the kids can they can sign up for a junior account, which gives them a checking account and a savings account. And they're all linked to my account. So I can transfer money, all around to all of them, which has been great as our kids grow up into adulthood as well. Like when my kids need money or needed allowance, I could just digitally, move stuff around.
Yeah, and it's instant. I love that.
Yeah. And I can still monitor my older kids to see if they're staying on track and help them with that.
My kids still have that initial credit union account, but really I have Chase Bank. And so I ended up getting a junior card on Chase Bank and linked it to mine in a very similar way. And Chase, I know, is super popular. I know a lot of people use Chase. So they do have a great program for kids.
I'm sure probably all banks do. So it's just look around, check with your own bank first before you go out searching for other stuff. It's also a great idea to have your kids buy gifts for family members with their own money or for a friend who's having, a birthday party. Take them to the store with their set budget and guide them to stay within their limit. And this activity is twofold. It teaches them to think about others while they're also managing their budget.
After you finish this episode, head on over to our website for show notes, references, and pictures of everything that we're discussing today. You can also join us on Facebook and Instagram for more content and give us a thumbs up. You can also join our Homeschool Freebies Facebook group for helpful resources and tips. Over the years, we found so many free resources all over the place, and we have used them in our homeschool and love them, and we are just out there sharing all this stuff with you. So join us.
So next thing on our list is teaching through play, which we emphasize a lot for a lot of different ages and a lot of different things on our homeschooling journey here. Kids really learn best when they're having fun. And so we suggest incorporating financial lessons into their playtime, setting up a play grocery store or a restaurant complete with play money and cash register. How fun is that? I still actually have both those things in my house.
Oh, yeah.
I have
love
my,
the little
I have
cute
my
register.
wooden kitchen set. I even have a conveyor belt for the grocery store. It's epic. But this not only teaches them about money, but, reinforces math and the social skills too.
One of our suggestions on incorporating this, create that pretend store, like Nicole said. You can use items around your house. On a message board the other day, I saw the cutest store that a mom set up for her preschooler, and she had little price tags on everything from cereal boxes to canned goods. I loved it. It was so cute. You can give your child real money and let them shop for items. I know a lot of people like to use play money, but I believe there's huge value in getting kids to handle real money. We loved doing this when my kids were little, and we had that super cool cash register that Nicole mentioned. Ours used, I don't know about yours, ours used real money, so you could totally check out. So you can put quarters in, and it says, oh, this was a quarter. It's worth 25 cents. Loved it. And really, this is such a fun way to introduce basic financial concepts like transactions and budgeting. The youngest of kids can use this and learn from this.
We used it to teach like 3-digit addition and subtraction too.
Yeah.
Like we would put prices on all of our, little items, and then the kids would have to total their receipt. And so it's a great way to do that. You can also, the kids can have, all kids love to have a lemonade stand at some point in your life. Like we've usually done this in conjunction with like a garage sale. Then the kids have a little lemonade stand, or any really small business, guide them through the process of pricing and selling and counting profits. And this hands-on experience teaches them the basics of entrepreneurship, money management, customer interaction, all while fostering creativity and problem-solving skills. We also had a bunch of computer games, like one called Lemonade Stand, or did you have the game Super Dairy Farmer when you were a kid?
No, I don't know. I didn't have that game, but we played tons of games that helped my kids learn about money throughout the last couple decades, really.
Yeah.
Everything from teaching them about concepts of money to teaching about investing in the teen years. I'll list them all in the show notes. We've done so many. And we've also done a lot of lemonade stands like you. I would buy all the supplies, and the kids earned a ton of money, but I always made them pay me back for the supplies.
It's the price of doing business, kids.
It is. It's all part of learning how finances work. They were always shocked when they sold a cup of lemonade for $1, and then somebody would tip them $5.
Yeah, you had to let them know that lesson that doesn't always happen in the real world. But it's pretty nice.
Tipping is out of control. Can we just sidebar for a second? Because tipping is really out of control lately. Don't you think? How is it that tipping was 18%, and then prices increased, and now tipping is 22-25%. Oh, how does that work?
I don't know. And then there's a tip on everything. You're coming up to the counter and you're ordering something that you're then going to pick up yourself.
And they flip that thing around. I'm like, well, don't flip that around.
I know. I'm I waited tables and was a bartender and a waitress for years and years and years. I'm all about tipping your service staff.
Right. You get great service, you should tip well. Absolutely.
Yeah. But I want to make sure too that's going to the people, not the owner.
Control.
When it's going through your POS system right there, are the employees actually even getting it? I don't know.
But also, why aren't they paid a living wage to begin with?
Right.
Can we even go there? Okay, we are not going there.
That's a whole other episode, Maria, for possibly a different podcast.
Don't even get me started on the minimum wage right now, because right now the political environment's a little hostile, so we're not going there.
No, let's stick to playing money games with your kids like Monopoly. Though, I always say, do prepare to lose all of your friends and family in a game of Monopoly, or else you're not playing hard enough.
That board's getting flipped at Nicole's house.
Flip it. Well, moving along, talking about teens and young adults, which we have now, as your kids grow into their teenage years, their financial education really needs to evolve right along with them. They're going to be driving cars that need gas. There's all kinds of other things that you're going to need to spend money on here. So this is a really exciting time to introduce them to more advanced financial concepts like earning their own money and budgeting for personal expenses and investing in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And the first activity we have listed for this is, of course, getting a job, because most teenagers really do enjoy earning their own money, and this is a great way to do this. And getting a job can be such a rewarding experience for teens, and not just because they're earning their own money, but because they're learning the value of hard work and responsibility. Whether they're babysitting or mowing lawns or working at a local coffee shop, it's important to encourage them to set financial goals for their earnings. Maybe they want to save up for something special like a car or savings fund for college. You can sit down together and help them create a budget that makes sense for their goals and help them find balance between saving and spending. I mean, homeschoolers are famous for becoming entrepreneurs, and I created a free entrepreneur business pack. I'll link it in the show notes. As a business owner myself, I really wanted to make something available for our kids. It's filled with tools and templates to help them start and manage their own small business, whether that's a lemonade stand or a lawn care service or selling crocheted stuffed animals on Etsy.
Yep, we have a friend who does that.
We do, and she's very successful. She's so good. And this is such a confidence builder and teaches them so many skills like customer service and the basics of running a business. It's a great way to show them that with a bit of effort and creativity, they can achieve something so cool. Plus, it looks really great on their resume.
Yeah. And, my kids love being dog sitters and pet sitters in our neighborhood. They had the whole list of clients at one time. Same with babysitting. And another valuable lesson it teaches is knowing your worth as well.
Absolutely.
Like, I think you sometimes in life have to take a job that you mistakenly get underpaid for to understand your worth and what you deserve to be paid for your time and your efforts.
That happened to my daughter, and now she's at a place where she knows her worth, and now she's like, hey, I think I'm worth more.
Yeah.
Like you are.
I still remember, like, I got sucked into, like, a summer babysitting gig when I was a teenager where the mom kind of took advantage of the fact that I was a kid, and it was hard. But after that, I was like, let me think about whether this is worth my time and effort and whether this is really what I want to do. So I really encourage my kids to be strong about that as well.
These are all learning opportunities.
Absolutely. Let's talk about, we talked about this a little bit, but meal planning. We talked about the importance of budgeting at the grocery store, but you can take it even further with teenagers. Empower them by giving them a weekly budget and guiding them in creating a grocery list based on planned meals. Take them shopping, compare products to ensure they stay in budget. And this activity teaches them how to manage money and fosters those decision-making skills and organizational skills. We have a free meal planning template to help you stay on track. And through this simple activity, they gain valuable life skills that will certainly benefit them, especially as they move out and move on and have to feed themselves in a dorm or an apartment.
For sure. I love this activity. And I've also given my kids cash with the family grocery list and sat in the car while they went in and did the entire shopping trip.
Right.
I started my daughter with this when she was 10. And I was a little scared because you can't even leave a 10-year-old in a car without somebody calling the cops. And I'm like, is somebody going to call the cops? She's in the grocery store all by herself. Like, it's weird.
I know, but it shouldn't be. And honestly, you guys, I would like to tell you that all of these came out of a very loving, nurturing way to teach about money. But some of our lessons here came out of me being tired of my family complaining about what was for dinner every night. And so I was like, fine. You guys make the list. You guys are going to do the shopping.
Or the baby's asleep in the car seat and you don't want to wake him up and you said, go in.
Go in. You do it. So, yeah, it doesn't always have to come from a loving, nurturing place.
The next activity that you could do with your teens or young adults is investing together. I mean, if your child has saved some money, consider doing this and introducing them into investing. You can open a custodial brokerage account and guide them as they choose a few stocks. You can have regular investment meetings to review how their stocks are doing and talk about different strategies and how to invest better. Maybe you want to pick some of your own stocks, and you can also report at your meetings about how your stocks are doing, and this can help them understand the basics of investing and the importance of long-term financial planning. I love doing this. I do this with my kids. It's also a great way to bond. I recently posted a resource I found online that you can download. It's an instant PDF. It's not ours, but it's a free detailed lesson pack on how to teach the basics of investing, and it's on our Freebies Facebook group. If you're not on that group, get on there because I post instant downloads all the time that I find all over the internet that I've used in my own homeschool. And this curriculum that I posted, it's really easy to follow, and you can just do it right along with them. It just step by step. So
that's awesome.
If you don't know much about investing, it's a really cool experience to learn about it.
It sounds like a cool resource. And I loved that in school. We did a little investment unit study in one of my social studies classes, and I still remember how fun that was. So, keep the conversation going in your home. Remember that teaching financial literacy is not just a one-time lesson. Like, it's going to be an ongoing conversation your whole lives. So be there to guide your kids and offer advice, and most importantly, model good financial behavior yourself. There's a motivation if you're not that kind of person, like become that kind of person so you can instill that in your children.
There's nothing like having children to let you see your own faults really highlighted.
Exactly. And it's a good motivator, right? Your goal is to equip your children with the tools that they need to navigate their financial futures confidently. So do it. You can do it.
Yeah, we hope these steps inspire you to start teaching your children about money in a way that's really fun. By instilling these values early, you're setting them up for a lifetime of financial success and independence. You got this.
Yeah, we're really excited to hear how you're introducing financial literacy to your kids. Like, if you've got ideas or stuff that you do that works, always we encourage you to share in the comments. But let's raise a generation of financially savvy, responsible, and independent young adults.
Absolutely. So tune in next week for episode 72, Secret Societies and Cryptology.
What?
Cracking codes, secret handshakes, and mysterious symbols are not just entertaining. It's a fun way to learn about history, develop math and critical thinking skills. You won't want to miss this one. It's a good one.
It's going to be exciting.
See you next time.
Bye.
Cheers. Be sure to check us out on our website at btdthomeschool.com, as in been there, done that, btdthomeschool.com. You can join our mailing list and get news and updates on future podcasts, and be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, at the BTDT Been There, Done That Homeschool Podcast.